So welcome to this session, and in this lecture I will take you through the introduction to the chapter number 2 on whole numbers. So let's quickly go through the topics that we will be discussing in this chapter. So first we discuss what are natural numbers. In that I'll provide you a definition of natural numbers, and we will observe the basic properties of the natural numbers. Then we discuss about the whole numbers, and this is what the whole chapter will be focusing on. I will be giving you the definition of the whole numbers, and again what are the basic properties of the whole numbers. We also do a quick comparison between the natural numbers and the whole numbers. Then I will give you the concept of a number line. In that we will be defining what we mean by a number line, and then I'll also show you how to do mathematical operations on number line. Now on the number line concept, just let me give a note that when we say that we are going to discuss about number line, it is how do we represent the whole numbers on a line, and that is where this number line comes in, and we'll find that it's quite useful to do the mathematical operations. So we will be discussing 3 operations: addition, subtraction and multiplication using a number line. So a number line is a good way to visualize these type of mathematical operations for whole numbers. After that we move on to a detailed discussion on the mathematical properties for the whole numbers. Now when we say mathematical properties for whole numbers, it's like we do checks for the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division operations, and check whether these operations, that is these addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on whole numbers, whether they are satisfying some types of properties or not. And more specifically, the type of properties that we'll be checking for will be the closure property, the commutative property, the associative property, distributive property and the identity property for whole numbers. So what we will do is we'll take each and every property one by one. I'll give you what do we mean by closure, what's the basic idea of closure, how do we check whether addition, subtraction, multiplication and division satisfies closure property or not, and we state our conclusions there. And it's extremely important for us to study the properties of numbers, because knowing these properties helps us a lot in trying to simplify the numbers. In fact, there are quite a lot of properties that you might be using even without being aware of. And this is this part, right, the mathematical properties of whole numbers. So a major part of our discussion will be around these properties, studying these properties and how we can apply them in our day-to-day lives to simplify calculations. Then we move over to discuss patterns of whole numbers, and the main goal here for us would be to study the patterns in a number so as to simplify the mental calculations. So that will be our discussion, and then finally we will wind up with a summary of the entire chapter. So see you in the coming sessions on whole numbers. Till then, goodbye.